For about the last 6 months or so, I've been really geeking out in ways of all things AI. And in particular, since I'm in video production, I've been really interested in all of the AI apps that have been coming out in regards to video and audio production. So I thought I would just put together a video today that outlines kind of my top 5 or 6 programs that I've been working with as of late. I think regardless of the field that you're in, it's important to understand kind of what's going on in AI right now, but especially in the visual and audio space, there's just so many fun tools that we can play with that'll help us become more effective storytellers and more effective overall. The first app that I'm going to share with you guys today is called Kaiber, and you can go to kaiber.ai and check this out. But they just came out just a few days ago with a new feature called storyboarding. But the one that I really want to spend some time on is this video right here. You'll see that it starts with this live action shot, and then it transitions into this animated sequence. What I'm going to show you today is how I accomplished the look of 2 different videos. One, using a still image to kind of create a stitch for a live action shot to go into an animated shot. And then the second one is going to be a complete video from start to finish that we then applied Kaiber storyboarding onto. Once you have your video created, then you're going to go to the very end of the video and you're going to export the last frame of that clip out. Because what we're going to do is we're going to work with that still image in Kaiber to bring it to life, and then we'll take the live action video and we'll put it right up next to the Kaiber video and hopefully create a nice seamless transition there. So we're going to jump into Kaiber, and you'll go up top to create video. And you'll see here there's a couple different options, either starting with an initial image, a still image, or an existing video. So we're going to go ahead and start with an image, a still image. And I'm going to go in here and grab my still image. As you can see, it's the final frame of that video. And I'm going to open that up and continue to prompt. You'll notice immediately that Kaiber goes ahead and it creates a description of your video, which is really crazy. It didn't do it perfect, but it says a man jumping in the air on a skateboard in front of a house with a car parked on the side of the road. Close. We want to get this description as close as possible because this is going to inform our very first frame that's going to be our transition into the animated piece. You'll go down into the style. We're going to just do a template, and you can see some artist-inspired styles collection over here on the right-hand side. We're just going to select Lost here, and we'll go down to photorealistic. We want to do photorealistic because this is the first transition out of the live action video. We don't want it to be too crazy, too quick. But yeah, again, you could go in and fine tune these descriptions in here, but for this purpose, we'll just leave it as is. We'll go to video settings. Now in here, this is where we direct the camera motion and the duration and the evolution of the animation. So we're going to do 2 different storyboards, which is 2 different sets of direction that change over time. And so what we'll do is we'll start this first one at 5 seconds. Since the original camera is kind of moving out away from the subject, let's do zoom out for the camera movement to keep that consistent. Show initial image in the first frame is great. That'll help us with the transition. Now, evolve. This is how intense the animation or how quickly it changes. And for this first one, we're going to keep it fairly small. We'll do evolve down to 3. The last option here it gives you is you can boomerang the video, so it'll play forward and then it'll go in reverse. There's so many applications that do that already for free. By doing it here, it's going to take some credit, so we'll skip that and we'll go to preview frames. All right, now as you can see, it's popped up a few different options for us in ways of the first frame. I believe that top right one is closest to our image, so we're going to choose that one, and then we're going to click plus storyboard to create an additional line of direction. Now this one we'll change up a little bit. And then the style, we'll go ahead and we'll do something, let's do steampunk just to change it up a little bit. And we'll go to video settings here, and same with video duration. We'll get this down to about 5 seconds. Camera movement. Now this is important to note. If you want to keep the same animation going, you actually have to unselect it and then select it again here. If I were to just keep it as is with the zoom out, and this is probably just a glitch with the app, I've noticed that it basically counts it as none because you haven't clicked in there at all. So even though it's selected, make sure to deselect it, and then select it again. I think what might be kind of cool is like as it's floating up into the air, maybe as we're zooming out here, we'll also tilt the camera up a little bit. And then let's play with the evolution and let's crank that up to an 8. Just get a little crazy here and we'll go to preview frames. All right, as you can see, it's only giving us one option here, which will work. It looks like it's already starting to put me in some sort of a space suit that's kind of, yeah, neo-punk looking. That'll do. Let's go ahead and create video, see what it comes up with. All right, looks like our video is complete. Let's go ahead and take a look. Great transition there. A little random person appears up in the top, but that's fine. This is cool. Look at the, I love how smooth that transition was out with the zoom and then it going up. That's awesome. So what we'll do here is we'll just go ahead and download this video and we'll put it at the very end of the live action shot that we got. If you're looking for more of a transition type feel, then a still image is definitely the way to go. But if you're wanting to affect just your entire video, there's so many fun different possibilities within Kaiber. So jump in and take a look. Let's go ahead and move on to our next application, which is D-ID. Well, there's actually two, D-ID and ElevenLabs. We're going to be using them in conjunction today. And I'm going to show you how you can elevate, if you are doing any storyboarding or any motion boards, how to elevate your motion boards and storyboards, really take them to the next level. This would allow you to bring in the actual actress or actor that you're working with into the location that you're going to be shooting in, bring their voice in, train the AI on their voice, get them to read the script, sync it with D-ID, and now you've got something that you can show the client or the director that not only has the look of what you're going for, but also the sound and the feel. One thing to take into consideration with D-ID is it will not allow you to use any real celebrity faces. We went ahead and we wanted to use Morgan Freeman for this. So went ahead and created a Morgan Freeman-esque version of him within Midjourney, and we're bringing that now into D-ID. Also, we put the background in there that's close, we'll just say anyway, to where we're going to be shooting. So this is as realistic as we're going to get prior to the shoot. Now, let's also go into ElevenLabs, and I'm going to show you how we're going to generate Morgan's voice. So in ElevenLabs, once you're logged in here, you go into the Add Voice section over here, and you're able to basically train the AI with the voice of the actor that you're going to be working with. In this case, it's Morgan Freeman. Now, so what I did is I created a Morgan Freeman voice. And how you do it is you click the plus sign there, and it gives you a couple different options. You can either do voice design or instant voice cloning. Voice design is something where it's going to take you through several steps, and you will just choose different voice attributes that you like to create a very unique original voice. The instant voice cloning is what I used to clone Morgan Freeman's voice, and so I clicked that. And when you do that, it's going to ask you to upload a couple samples of that voice. It works best if you can find the voice that's uninterrupted and also, it doesn't have any background noise or background music to it. The cleaner, the better. And so I did that with Morgan. I brought in a couple different examples, and we're just going to click Use here. And you can see in the settings here, it gives us a couple different options, which voice we want to use, the voice settings. Here you can play with stability and clarity. We're just going to leave those as is, but a couple different functions or settings that you can play with there. So let's go ahead and copy and paste the first line of the script in here just for an example. Let's go ahead and hit generate and see what it comes up with here.
Every glass of wine has a story to tell. Here at Wine Vineyards, we take the time to extract every drop of taste possible from every grape we touch.
All right, that sounds great. Let's go ahead and download that. And once we have that file, then we're going to go into D-ID again. And instead of typing our script, we're going to click over here, Upload Voice Audio. And we will find the audio here, open that up. And once it's ready, just click Generate Video. It'll tell you how many credits it's going to take. and we're generating. All right, looks like it's complete. I'm gonna go ahead and download that video, add just a little bit of light music here, and you'll see an example here of what I'm talking about when it comes to creating motion boards. So here's the first few seconds of this winery ad with zero production put in up to this point, starring Morgan Freeman. Let's take a look.
Every glass of wine has a story to tell. Here at Wine Vineyards, we take the time to extract every drop of taste possible from every grape we touch.
All right, this next application I'm going to share with you guys is absolutely mind-blowing. It's called Blockade Labs. Basically, within just a click or two, you can create full 3D worlds. This application is absolutely free to use. So you can jump in and start playing around with it right now. But how it works is you just jump in here and you click Conjure Your World. And you'll see that it brings you to this page that is this basically this empty environment. It's a wireframe type world here. Now, this area here is used for drawing some guides on. However, it's not absolutely necessary. You can just go down here and prompt the application to generate any scene that you can think of. Let's go ahead and just put something simple in here. You can choose what style you want that in. For this first one, let's make it CG film, and we'll just draw out some guides. So I'm just gonna draw kind of like a building here, and then we'll do some smaller little buildings down to the side. This is just to give you an example of what these guides can do for you when you generate your scene. So let's go ahead and hit generate. All right, looks like it's created our world. Let's go ahead and click around in here. One thing you can do as you're kind of clicking and dragging around is you can go to your guides and you can see the guides superimposed up on top of your world here just to see kind of what it did with your guides. Looks like it created some sort of like a hatch and some, you know, some shelves and such with these boxes. Really cool. And what you can do is without changing anything, you can actually go down in here and let's just say, you know, you wanted to change the style up a little bit. Instead of CG film, let's do claymation and see what that same prompt gives us with the same guides. All right, and look at this. So it came up with something similar with this window here and the moon. And so it's kind of, you know, it's basing it off of that same, you know, the same guides and the same prompts. But I've noticed that when you change styles, it typically takes the same like seed of randomness and creates it in this new style. Kind of funny how they put some aliens down in the corner there, but super cool. Now, what you can do from here is you can select on the download here. We'll download that image, and as you can see, it downloads a 360 image here that you can then import in your favorite 3D program and implement immediately. And again, you know, this generates fairly quickly. As you can see, you can go in and, you know, it allows you up to 400 characters of direction there. So we were very basic on our direction here. So the more detailed you get, the more spot on you're going to be in creating the world that you're envisioning in your head. But so much fun, the possibilities here. Definitely recommend jumping in and playing around with this. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next app, which is called Animated Drawings. Now, you can get here by going to sketch.metademolab.com. Now, Animated Drawings was created to bring children's drawings to life, animate them, move them around. However, if you had some simple animation that you needed to do, you know, for a video project, and maybe you were working with an illustration, some clip art, you didn't have the time or resources to really like bring that character to life. Well, Animated Drawings is a simple way to be able to go in here and with just a few clicks, really bring your drawings to life. So let me show you an example here. I'm going to go ahead and click Get Started. We're going to upload a photo. And the photo we're going to use is this little cartoon guy that my son drew. And we'll go ahead and use this. So first thing it's going to do is scan the drawing. And once it's scanned it, it will crop it out for us. And the next step is just making sure that the masks are all good. I'm going to go ahead and erase some of the parts that it was reading as the image itself, mainly because there was some erasing done to the image and some illustration that happened outside the line. So we just get it, you know, as close as we can here and hit next. The next part we're going to do is we're going to find the character's joints. So you want to make sure the eyes are right where the eyeballs are. The ears look good. It does a really great job, actually, of just automatically finding these points, but you might want to go in and just tweak them a little bit, but that's looking good. Once we have the joints set, we're ready to animate. So from here, you can see it's already bringing our character to life. We can go into dance, and let's have him do a little dance here. Let's say we needed just like a simple, character just walking across the screen. All right, and he just walked across the screen. Let's do some jumping here. This is a little heel click. Hilarious. So anyway, once we've found what we like, then we're going to go ahead and click the share button. You can see you can share to social media platforms immediately. What I'm going to do, though, is just download this. We'll double click it here, and you can see we've got our animation all set up. Yeah, and once we have that, you can go ahead and take that and implement it into whatever project you're working on, or just share it directly. A lot of fun things in animated drawings. Got to go check that out. All right, this next application I'm going to share with you guys, admittedly, is not an AI app. Sorry, I am cheating just a little bit, but it is as mind-blowing and really game-changing when it comes to video production. It's Google Earth Studio. I'm sure you're familiar with Google Earth. Now they've created this Google Earth Studio where you can actually do these movements, but you can keyframe them and create really cool, like I said, hyper zooms and, establishing shots. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Let me show you just a couple. So we're going to click blank project here. As you can see, they've got a few templates you can work with. They've got this zoom too. They've got this orbit that will just kind of orbit around an image. Point to point that'll take you from one point to another, a spiral that's more of kind of a zoom and a rotation. We're going to go ahead and start with zoom 2, and let's just go ahead and hit start here. Let's say Statue of Liberty National Monument. It found it there. Let's go ahead and hit next here and watch the animation. So you can see the first pass is a little rough there, but the second time it smooths it out. And that looks good. Let's go ahead and click OK. Now, what's awesome is it brings you into this timeline view where you can now adjust the parameters of these keyframes. So let's go ahead and let's zoom in just a little bit more, selecting this final keyframe here. We'll move it down. Okay, so once we've found it there, we can also adjust the tilt and the pan. Let's go ahead and adjust the tilt here. So we'll tilt it there. And then adjust the altitude. We'll go down on it. Okay, we're a little too close. Let's zoom out. Cool. So right there, and then we'll just kind of move it around. And that looks good. So let's go ahead and play that back and see how that looks. All right, you see it has our zoom, and then as it's zooming down, it does that cool camera position change there. But again, this tool is super useful for any establishing shots that you need to get, any, high level kind of geography type, storytelling that you need to show, maybe, jumping from one country to another. What's insane is that you can zoom into these places and change the perspective at the same time. It's still blowing my mind. You can see here some more dramatic examples of flying through cities, doing these rotations and these vertical kind of, tilts on things. It's just super fun what Google Earth Studio is now allowing us as video creators to play with and have our hands on. So that is Google Earth Studio. Again, not an AI app per se, but all of the information that it has now just makes it so much fun to play with. And it really is a game changer for any video producer out there. So check that out. Let's move on to the final application here, which is called Wonder Studio by Wonder Dynamics. Now, this is currently in beta. It's only open for beta users only. You can find online some people that have actually gone in and gotten access to play around with this. I've requested access, and as soon as I get access, I'm going to be doing a follow-up video to this where I jump in, do a review, and do some tutorials on it. But I just had to show you at least what these guys are doing over there in ways of motion capture and replacing characters out of the scene. So as you can see here, they select a character, they go in, whether these 3D characters were built specifically custom or you're using the pre-built ones, you could see it's just drag and drop, and look at the result here. And that is just, that is zero fine tuning. That's literally just dragging it and dropping it into the scene. I mean, look at not only how perfect the motion capture is, but look at how well it does with the shadows, with the lighting, and with the camera movement. This app here is the app I'm most excited about because it's going to allow smaller directors, smaller studios to be able to tell stories that they have never been able to tell before. So it's going to be super exciting to see what these independent filmmakers are going to be able to create with applications like these. The tools that we have now are at our disposal just take out all excuses from being able to go out there and really create something big. But I mean, look at this. You can go into the scene and you can select the AI motion capture suit. You can tweak that as you'd like. You can see the alpha masks. You can take the character out of the scene completely and just have a clean plate, all with just a few clicks. You guys, this is going to change visual effects, 3D animation, and just storytelling through film forever. If you like this video, make sure to share it with somebody that could also appreciate this. If you like videos like this one, make sure to subscribe because I have so many more ideas, so many more apps to share with you guys. But in the meantime, make sure to jump into some of these applications, try them out for yourself, create something fun, and we'll see you next time.